Chosen one, stop for a moment and listen carefully, because this message is not finding you by accident. Out of all the noise, all the distractions, and everything competing for your attention right now, something within you chose to stay. That quiet pull you felt was not random. It was intentional. It was guided. Because what I am about to reveal to you carries a weight that your spirit has been sensing for a long time. Your recent action, the step you took when no one was watching, the decision you made even while your heart felt uncertain, has already shifted something far greater than you realize. You may have thought it was small. You may have wondered if it even mattered, but in the unseen, it carried power. It reached beyond what your eyes can see and touched something eternal. That moment when you chose to move forward instead of staying stuck, when you decided to trust instead of giving in to fear, became the very point where change began. Type Amen if you feel this message is for you. My child, I saw that moment clearly. I saw the hesitation in your heart. I saw the weight you were carrying. I saw the questions that had no answers yet. And still, you moved. Still, you believed. Even if your faith felt small, even if your strength felt weak, you did not stop. That single act of obedience created a ripple that is still moving through your life right now. You may not see it yet, and that can make you feel restless, but something has already been set in motion. The atmosphere around your life has begun to change. What once felt heavy is slowly beginning to lift. What once seemed blocked is quietly starting to open. This is not your imagination. This is the beginning of a shift that your spirit has been waiting for. There were moments when you felt like giving up, moments when it seemed easier to stay silent, to stop trying, to let go of the hope you were holding on to. But something inside you refused to let go completely. That quiet resistance, that small voice telling you to keep going, was the very thing that led you to this moment. And now, because of that, things are beginning to align in ways you cannot yet fully understand. Type 777 if you believe something is changing. What you need to understand right now is that this is not just about one situation in your life. This is not just about one answer or one breakthrough. This is about a shift in direction. The path you were walking on is no longer the same. The moment you acted in faith, you stepped into a different flow, a different outcome, a different future. Even if everything around you still looks the same, the process has already begun. There are things happening behind the scenes that you cannot see. People are being positioned, opportunities are being arranged, situations are being softened, and all of it is connected to that one moment when you chose not to give up. I know there are still doubts trying to enter your mind. I know there are thoughts whispering that nothing has changed, that everything is still the same. But do not listen to those voices. They are trying to pull you back into a place you have already moved out of. The truth is, you are no longer where you were before. Something has shifted, something has opened, and now you are standing at the beginning of something new. The miracle is not something far away waiting for you. It has already started. It is already unfolding. It is already moving through the hidden parts of your life. You may feel it as a slight sense of peace replacing anxiety. You may notice small changes that do not seem important at first, but those are the signs. Those are the beginnings. Do not ignore them. Do not dismiss them, because they are leading you towards something greater. My child, you have carried more than people realize. You have faced battles that no one else could see. You have held yourself together when everything inside you felt like it was falling apart, and still you continued. Still you hoped. Still you believed, even when it was difficult.
That kind of strength does not go unnoticed. That kind of faith does not go unanswered. The step you took recently was not just another moment. It was a turning point. It was the moment where everything began to change. And now, as you move forward, you will begin to see the results of that decision, slowly at first, and then more clearly. Doors will begin to open. Paths will begin to reveal themselves. Things that once felt impossible will begin to feel within reach. And when that happens, you will remember this moment. You will remember that it all started when you chose to act, when you chose to believe, when you chose not to give up. So stay focused. Do not let distractions pull you away now. Do not let doubt take root again. You are closer than you think. The shift has already begun. The miracle is already in motion, and everything from this point forward is leading you toward the answer you have been waiting for. Type Amen if you are ready to receive what is coming next. Chosen one, stay with this message and do not let your attention drift now, because what is unfolding is deeper than what your eyes can currently see. There is a reason your spirit feels both calm and restless at the same time. That feeling is not confusion. It is the awareness that something is changing beneath the surface of your life. You are sensing movement before it becomes visible, and that is why your heart feels different lately. What you did recently did not just create a moment, it activated a process, and that process is still moving right now. Even as you listen to these words, type Amen if you can feel that something has shifted within you. My child, there are things happening around you that you have not yet noticed. Small adjustments, quiet alignments, subtle changes that are preparing the way for something greater. You may still be looking at your situation and thinking that everything appears the same, but I want you to understand this clearly. The surface does not always reflect the truth of what is happening underneath. Just because you cannot see immediate results does not mean nothing is changing. In fact, some of the most powerful movements happen in silence, and right now, that is exactly what is taking place in your life. There were times when you felt like your efforts were not enough. You questioned whether your faith was strong enough, whether your prayers were reaching anywhere, whether your actions were making any difference at all. But what you could not see in those moments was that every small act of faith was being recorded. Every time you chose patience instead of frustration, every time you held on instead of letting go, every time you whispered a prayer even when you felt empty, it all mattered. It all built toward the moment you were standing in now. That recent step you took was not random. It was the point where everything came together. It was the moment where your faith, your patience, and your endurance aligned with the timing that had already been prepared for you. And when those things aligned, something opened, something shifted, something began. You may not have felt it immediately, but your spirit recognized it. That is why you are here right now, listening, paying attention, feeling that this message is speaking directly to you. Type 111 if you believe this is not a coincidence. My child, I want you to release the need to understand everything all at once. You are not meant to see the entire path right now. You are only meant to trust the step you have already taken and continue moving forward with that same faith. The pressure to figure everything out can sometimes block the peace that is trying to enter your heart. Let go of that pressure. You are not behind. You are not late. You are exactly where you need to be in this moment. There are people who once doubted your path. There were voices, both around you and within you, that tried to convince you that nothing would change, that your situation was fixed, that your efforts would not lead anywhere. But those voices were speaking from limitation. They were speaking from what they could see, and what they could see was never the full picture, because what was really happening was hidden. It was growing in places they could not reach, in ways they could not understand. Now, because of what you did, those hidden things are beginning to rise to the surface. You will start noticing it in unexpected ways. A situation that once felt heavy will begin to feel lighter. A path that once looked blocked will begin to show signs of opening. A conversation that once felt difficult will suddenly become easier. These are not random events. These are confirmations. These are signals that the process has already begun to reveal itself. I know that waiting can still feel difficult. Even when you sense that something is changing, there is still a part of you that wants to see it fully, clearly, immediately. That desire is natural, but I want you to understand something important. The waiting you are experiencing right now is not empty. It is active. It is filled with preparation. It is filled with alignment. It is filled with movement that is working in your favor. Do not let impatience weaken your faith now. You have already come too far to turn back. The step you took has already set things into motion that cannot simply be undone. What is begun will continue. What is opened will expand. What is shifted will keep moving forward. You are no longer in the same place you were before. Even if it looks similar, it is not the same. Something fundamental has changed. Type 222 if you are ready to trust the process, even when you cannot see everything yet. My child, there will be moments very soon where you will begin to recognize what has been happening. It may come suddenly, like a door opening without warning, or it may come gradually, like a path becoming clearer with each step. In either case, you will know. You will feel it. You will understand that this is what your faith was leading you toward all along. You are no longer moving in circles anymore. You are moving forward. The confusion that once surrounded you is beginning to lose its hold. The heaviness that once followed you is beginning to lift. The uncertainty that once clouded your mind is beginning to clear. And in its place, something new is forming. Something steady, something peaceful, something aligned. Stay focused, stay open, stay aware, because what is coming next will require you to recognize it when it appears, and it will appear at the right moment, in the right way, exactly when you are ready to receive it. Type Amen if you are prepared for what is about to unfold. Chosen one, keep listening carefully, because this is where the depth of what has begun in your life starts to reveal itself more clearly. You are not here by accident, and you are not hearing these words randomly. There is a reason your spirit is still engaged, still focused, still searching for understanding. It is because something within you recognizes that you have already stepped into a new season, even if your eyes are still adjusting to it. Do not lose your focus now, because what I am about to reveal will help you understand why the moment you acted in faith was so significant. My child, the shift that began in your life is not temporary. It is not fragile. It is not something that will disappear because of a moment of doubt or a passing fear. What started when you chose to move forward has a foundation that is stronger than what you feel right now. It was not built on perfect circumstances. It was built on your willingness to trust, even when things felt uncertain. That kind of foundation cannot be easily shaken. That is why, even now, you can feel a quiet strength beginning to rise within you. It may not be loud, and it may not be overwhelming yet, but it is there, and it is growing.
There were seasons when you felt like everything around you was against you. Moments when it seemed like no matter what you did, nothing changed. You questioned your path, your decisions, and even your own strength. You wondered if you were moving in the wrong direction, or if you were simply not strong enough to reach what you were hoping for. But what you did not realize in those moments was that you were being prepared. Every challenge, every delay, every unanswered question was shaping something inside you that you are now beginning to use.
That recent action you took was different from anything you had done before. It carried a level of sincerity and courage that came from everything you had been through. It was not just an action, it was a declaration. It was your spirit saying that you were no longer willing to stay in the same place, no longer willing to be held back by fear, no longer willing to let uncertainty control your direction. And when that declaration was made, something responded. Type 777 if you believe your life is entering a new season. My child, you need to understand that what is happening now is not random change, it is intentional movement. There are connections being formed that you are not yet aware of. There are situations being rearranged in ways that will soon become clear. There are doors that were once closed that are now being prepared to open at the right moment. And all of this is happening because of that one step you took when you chose faith over fear. You may still have moments where you look around and feel like everything is the same. You may still find yourself questioning whether anything has truly changed. But I want you to remember this truth. Change does not always announce itself loudly. Sometimes it begins quietly, almost invisibly, until the moment it becomes undeniable. And that is where you are right now. You are in the middle of that quiet transformation. There will be signs. You will begin to notice them if you pay attention. A sense of peace where there used to be anxiety, a clarity of thought where there used to be confusion, a small opportunity appearing where there once seemed to be nothing. These are not coincidences. These are confirmations. These are the early signs of what has already begun unfolding in your life. I know that part of you still wants immediate answers. Part of you still wants to see everything clearly right now. But if you saw everything at once, you would not grow in the way you are meant to. The process you are in is not only about changing your situation, it is about strengthening your spirit. It is about building a level of trust within you that cannot be easily shaken by circumstances.
My child, there are people who will not understand what is happening in your life. They may look at you and see the same person, the same situation, the same circumstances. They may not recognize the shift that has taken place within you, and that is okay. Not everything that is changing in your life is meant to be visible to everyone around you. Some things are personal. Some things are sacred. Some things are happening on a level that only you can feel. Do not seek validation from those who cannot see what you feel. Do not allow their lack of understanding to weaken your confidence. You know that something has changed. You can feel it. You can sense it. That is enough. Trust that awareness. Trust that inner knowing. It is guiding you in the right direction. Very soon, there will be moments where everything begins to make sense. You will look back at the confusion, the waiting, the uncertainty, and you will understand why it all happened the way it did. You will see how every piece was leading you to this point. You will recognize that nothing was wasted, nothing was random, everything had a purpose. The step you took was the beginning, not the end. It was the opening, not the conclusion, and now you are moving deeper into what that step has made possible. There are experiences ahead of you that will confirm everything you are feeling right now. There are outcomes that will show you that your faith was not misplaced. There are results that will prove that your decision to move forward was the right one. Stay grounded, stay focused, stay open to what is coming next. Because what is unfolding is not just a temporary change, it is a transformation that will continue to reveal itself step by step. Type Amen if you are ready to fully step into this new chapter of your life.